In all concepts of selfhood, it should be recognized that the fact of the life comes first, its evaluation or interpretation later. The human child first lives and subsequently thinks about his or her living. In the cosmic economy, insight precedes foresight. It would be helpful in the study of selfhood to remember 1. That physical systems are subordinate. 2. That intellectual systems are coordinate. 3. That personality is superordinate. 4. That the indwelling spiritual force is potentially directive. The purpose of cosmic evolution is to achieve unity of personality through increasing spirit dominance, volitional response to the teaching and leading of the thought adjuster. Personality, both human and superhuman, is characterized by an inherent cosmic quality which may be called the evolution of dominance, the expansion of the control of both itself and its environment. All mortal concepts of reality are based on the assumption of the actuality of human personality. All concepts of superhuman realities are based on the experience of the human personality with and in the cosmic realities of certain associated spiritual entities and divine personalities. Everything non-spirit in human experience, excepting personality, is a means to an end. Every true relationship of mortal human beings with other persons, human and divine, is an end in itself. And such fellowship with the personality of Deity is the eternal goal of universe ascension. The possession of personality identifies a human being as a spiritual being, since the unity of selfhood and the self-consciousness of personality are endowments of the supermaterial world. The very fact that a mortal materialist can deny the existence of supermaterial realities in and of itself demonstrates the presence and indicates the working of spirit synthesis and cosmic consciousness in his or her mind. There exists a great cosmic gulf between matter and thought, and this gulf is immeasurably greater between material mind and spiritual love. Consciousness, much less self-consciousness, cannot be explained by any theory of mechanistic electronic association or materialistic energy phenomena. As mind pursues reality to its ultimate analysis, matter vanishes to the material senses, but may still remain in mind. When spiritual insight pursues that reality, which remains after the disappearance of matter, and pursues it to an ultimate analysis, it vanishes to mind, but the inside of spirit can still perceive cosmic realities and supreme values of a spiritual nature. Accordingly does science give way to philosophy, while philosophy must surrender to the conclusions inherent in genuine spiritual experience. Thinking surrenders to wisdom, and wisdom is lost in enlightened and reflective worship. In science, the human self observes the material world. Philosophy is the observation of this observation of the material world. Religion, true spiritual experience, is the experiential realization of the cosmic reality of the observation of all this relative synthesis of the energy materials of time and space. To build a philosophy of the universe on an exclusive materialism is to ignore the fact that all things material are initially conceived as real in the experience of human consciousness. The observer cannot be the thing observed. Evaluation demands some degree of transcendence of the thing which is evaluated. In time, thinking leads to wisdom, and wisdom leads to worship in eternity. Worship leads to wisdom, and wisdom eventuates in the finality of thought. The universe fact of God's becoming a human being has forever changed all meanings and altered all values of human personality. In the true meaning of the word, love connotes mutual regard of whole personalities, whether human or human and divine. Parts of the self may function in numerous ways: thinking, feeling, wishing, but only the coordinated attributes of the whole personality are focused in intelligent action. And all of these powers are associated with the spiritual endowment of the mortal mind. When a human being sincerely and unselfishly loves another being, human or divine, the possibility of the unification of the evolving self is inherent in the qualities of its constitutive factors, the basic energies, the master tissues, the fundamental chemical over-control, the supreme ideas, the supreme motives, the supreme goals, and the divine spirit of God's bestowal, the secret of the self-consciousness of the human being's spiritual nature. The material self, the ego entity of human identity, is dependent during the physical life on the continuing function of the material life vehicle, on the continued existence of the unbalanced equilibrium of energies and intellect which, on our planet, has been given the name life. But selfhood of survival value, selfhood that can transcend the experience of death, is only evolved by establishing a potential transfer of the seat of the identity of the evolving personality from the transient life vehicle, the material body, to the more enduring and immortal nature of the morontia, immortal soul, and on beyond to those levels whereon the soul becomes infused with and eventually attains the status of spirit's reality. This actual transfer from material association to morontia identification is effected by the sincerity, persistence, and steadfastness of the God-seeking decisions of the human creature. An ascending one-time human personality passes through two great phases of increasing volitional dominance over the self and in the universe. 1. The pre-finality or God-seeking experience of augmenting the self-realization through a technique of identity expansion and actualization together with cosmic problem-solving and consequent universe mastery. 2. The post-finality or God-revealing experience of the creative expansion of self-realization through revealing the supreme being of experience to the God-seeking intelligences who have not yet attained the divine levels of God-likeness.